What's up, basketball fans? Welcome into NBA Now from Chat Sports, brought to you by the My TV Choice app, which of course allows you to skip through all the commercials all throughout the NCAA tournament. Download the app at mytvchoice.com. I'm Jimmy Crowther with you for the first time today on the show, talking to you about all the latest news and rumors around the NBA. So let's dive right in. Today we'll start in Lakerland with Luke Walton, the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, but for how long? The overarching thought around the NBA is that he will be dismissed at the season's end, this coming by Mark Stein of the New York Times. Now, Walton did tell Bill Oram of The Athletic that he fully expects to be the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers next season, but this is the third season with the Los Angeles Lakers for Walton, and of course the first season with LeBron James at the helm of his team, and he's missing the playoffs for the third straight year. Now let's look at 5 possible names to replace Luke Walton. Tyronn Lue, Mark Jackson, Jason Kidd, Rick Carlisle, and Mike Krzyzewski. Now, I'm only throwing Krzyzewski out there because he is the most successful college basketball coach, arguably, of all time, and you have to at least look at him for one of the most intriguing NBA coaching jobs, should it become available. Now, Rick Carlisle, of course, the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks, has signed an extension this past summer and will likely stay in Dallas for the foreseeable future with Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis on board in Dallas. Now, the 3 names that become interesting are Jason Kidd, Tyronn Lue, and Mark Jackson. Let's start with Jason Kidd. He, of course, coached the Milwaukee Bucks last in 2017-18, where he finished 23-22, was fired after just 45 games. Of course, he was a little underwhelming. We see now the Bucks at the top of the East and the top of the NBA with Mike Budenholzer at the coaching job there. Now, Kidd was apparently interested in the head coaching job at Cal, but he's putting that on the back burner with the Lakers showing some interest, this coming from ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. Now, Tyronn Lue is widely considered the favorite around the NBA due to the fact that he has, quote, LeBron's seal of approval, according to Mark Stein, and he played for the Los Angeles Lakers back in the day. Now, of course, he made it to the finals 3 times with the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James and won the first finals ever in franchise history for the Cleveland Cavaliers back in 2016. Now, unfortunately for Lue, he was fired after 6 straight losses to start this season with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but it's kind of hard to blame him with how you've seen the Cavs doing the rest of this season. Now, according to Bill Oram, again of The Athletic, Tyronn Lue recently called Luke Walton just to assure him that the Lakers had not even contacted Lue about a potential opening. Now let's look at Mark Jackson, who I believe is the best available coach that the Lakers could hire. He's received many offers and he has interest all around the league, but he's remained in the booth calling games after he was let go by the Golden State Warriors. Of course, he took the Warriors to 2 playoff series after being with them for 3 years, and really, in my opinion, has a lot more to do with the success of the Warriors now than he gets credit for. Now we'll stay in Lakerland and talk about Lonzo Ball, who is reportedly leaning toward leaving the Big Baller brand and joining LeBron James with Nike. Now, Ball cut ties with the co-founder of Big Baller brand, Alan Foster, after he allegedly stole $1.5 million from the Laker point guard, who is sidelined with an injury. Ball also posted an Instagram with the caption that said, "Moving on to bigger and better, #MyOwnMan." He also had a tagline in the photo itself with the line that Nike made famous that said, It's only a crazy dream until you do it." Now, perhaps the most telling sign of all of this is that Lonzo Ball covered up his Big Baller brand tattoo that was on his arm with a pair of red and black dice. Not a good look for a family business. Now, LeBron James did say that he and Nike would welcome Ball with open arms, and that has to mean a lot coming from arguably the most influential player in the NBA. Now let's look at another rumor here, this one coming from DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins tells Yahoo Sports that he knew Anthony Davis was done in New Orleans once Boogie did not return to the Pelicans. Now, the Pelicans, of course, initially offered a 2-year deal to Cousins last summer, but they took it off the table once Cousins turned it down, and Boogie is obviously now about to win a championship, probably with the Golden State Warriors. Now, you can't really blame Davis for wanting out of New Orleans. He's been there for some time, and they just refuse to put quality talent around him. Drew Holiday is a great, above-average point guard, one of the better two-way guards in the league, but he's not going to help Davis win a championship in the Big Easy. DeMarcus Cousins was the closest thing he got to it, and they let him walk, and now he's on to bigger and better things with the Golden State Warriors. Now, of course, most people expect Anthony Davis to land in the Los Angeles area one way or another sooner or later, and that should come as no surprise. Now, as I mentioned at the top of our show, NBA Now is brought to you by the My TV Choice app. If you're sitting down all weekend like me and watching the NCAA tournament, you'll want this app to get you through every single commercial break. Instead of the same repetitive, boring, monotonous commercials, you can watch incredible chat sports content throughout a commercial break on your very own screen and very own device with the My TV Choice app, which is available on all iOS and Android devices. Again, you can download the app at mytvchoice.com. Do that today. Now we're going to stay in California, but now we're going to be looking at the Golden State Warriors, and Jordan Bell, who was suspended for some suspicious behavior the other night. Now, of course, the Warriors still won the game that Bell was suspended for against the Memphis Grizzlies, but Bell apparently put some charges on assistant coach Mike Brown's room that appeared a little suspicious. Now, Steve Kerr was asked about it, and he said that it's nobody's business what Bell purchased, and nobody knows for sure what it was, but rumors are swirling, and nobody thinks it was just a cheeseburger and a side of fries, if you know what I mean. Now, this one game suspension ended up costing Bell $9,500. And I just have one question for Jordan Bell. Was it really worth it? Now, from sunny California, we're going to go up to Toronto, where Toronto has become increasingly confident that they're going to be able to re-sign All-Star Kawhi Leonard, this according to TSN. Now, Kawhi can, of course, become a free agent after this season as he has a player option for $21.3 million, which he will almost definitely turn down. Obviously, we know the Clippers and the Lakers will be in hot pursuit of the star forward as he is averaging 27.2 points per game and 7.5 rebounds, both of which are career highs. And, of course, we know the Raptors are the second team in the Eastern Conference behind just the Milwaukee Bucks, who lead the entire league. Now, the reason they're becoming so confident is because there's some growing trust between the star forward and the organization after this successful season, of course, and they're making a push for the playoffs, a deep run in the playoffs at that, especially with the trade of Marc Gasol. It just has to show Kawhi Leonard that they are dedicated to building a championship team around him. Now, one more incentive that the Toronto Raptors have a leg up on the competition is the extra year and extra $50 million that they can offer Leonard that no other team can. The max offer that Toronto can offer Leonard is 5 years, $190 million, while other teams can only offer him 4 years, $141 million. Now, the situation with Leonard reminds me a lot of another star forward in Paul George, who was traded to the Thunder and was expected to leave the summer after, but he stayed put. I think that's what Leonard's about to do, but let me know what you think. Tell me in the comment section below where you think Kawhi Leonard will be next year. Will it be the Los Angeles Clippers? Will it be the Los Angeles Lakers? Will he stay in Toronto, or will he be somewhere else? Now we'll go back down south into Dallas, Texas, where Kristaps Porzingis is getting ready to be offered a full 5-year, $158 million offer from the Dallas Mavericks. This, of course, coming after they traded for Porzingis during the trade deadline, where they sent Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews, and multiple draft picks for the Latvian forward and others. Now, of course, Porzingis tore his ACL in the middle of last year after just 48 games, where he missed the entire, basically, second half of that year and has not played this season. Now, is this a risk? You say it's a 7'3" forward who has knee problems, and I'd say not really. The numbers Porzingis was putting up before his injury were incredible, and he's already had a 5-on-5 practice, full contact with the Dallas Mavericks. He told reporters that he feels better than he did before the injury, which is an encouraging sign for NBA fans and Dallas Maverick fans everywhere. So I'm going to say right now this is not a risk. Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis together for the next, as Mark Cuban said, 20-plus years could be exciting for Dallas Maverick fans. Now we're going to move on from NBA rumors to the NBA awards races, starting out with the MVP race, which of course has come down to two players, James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now let's start with Giannis, the Greek freak, who's averaging 27.4 points per game, 12.6 rebounds and 6 assists, along with 1.5 blocks and 1.3 steals. Of course, he has career highs in both points per game, rebounds, and even assists. Milwaukee has the best record in the league at 56-19 this season, and Giannis has the edge defensively on James Harden as a better defender overall. Now let's look at James Harden. 36.4 points per game. Leads the league, obviously a career high. Pulling down 6.4 rebounds, dishing out 6.5 assists, and stealing the ball 2.2 times per game. These are, of course, career highs in points per game and steals for Harden. His team has the sixth best record in the league. Obviously, his team around him is not as solid as Giannis's, but that does not change the fact that Milwaukee is still the best team in the league and would not be there without Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I have to give the edge to Giannis, but not by much. But let me know what you think. Who is going to win the MVP this season and who should win the MVP this season? Type G for Giannis and H for Harden in the section below. We're going to look at one more race in the awards section, and that is the Rookie of the Year award, which really shouldn't be a race at all, if we're being honest, and looking at the entire year as a whole. Now, Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks is averaging 21.1 points per game, 7.6 rebounds, 5.9 assists, and has seven triple-doubles this season. That ties Magic Johnson for the third most this year, third most in rookie history, Now, Ben Simmons has 12 at number 2, and Oscar Robertson had 26 at the number 1 spot. And there's 8 games left in the Maverick seasons. Luka Doncic can still catch Ben Simmons for the most triple-doubles, second most triple-doubles as a rookie. Now, he's only the second rookie ever to put up the numbers that he's putting up, along with Oscar Robertson. But I want to talk about the NBA as a whole. There are only 3 other players in the entire league that are putting up similar averages to Luka Doncic, and that's LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, the MVP, in my opinion. You can't count that out. Now, both Trae Young and Luka Doncic are incredible, so let's take a look at Trae Young, who is averaging 18.9 points per game, 7.9 assists, which is 4th in the entire NBA, and just 3.6 rebounds. Of course, he's not going to pull those rebounds down like Luka Doncic does at his size. Now, he has 6 30-point, 10 assist games this season, which is the second most by a rookie in NBA history behind, you guessed it, Oscar Robertson, who had 25 in his rookie year. Now, Trae Young is an incredible player, don't get me wrong, but he has not been doing this as consistently as Luka Doncic has. From day one, Luka has stepped in and proved that he is more than ready for the NBA. Trae Young's numbers have gone up like crazy since the post-All-Star break, and that's incredible. But this is a full-year award, and that is why Luka Doncic is the Rookie of the Year this 2018-19 season. Now, if you disagree with me, type T for Trae Young in the comment section below, and type L if you agree with me for Luka Doncic as your Rookie of the Year. And remember, you can follow me on Twitter at all_things_Mavs for all things Dallas Mavericks and NBA basketball. You can also follow my personal account at Jimmy Crowther, the number 3 at the end, with all your questions, thoughts, and opinions. And don't forget to download the My TV Choice app right now on mytvchoice.com to get yourself through every single game throughout March Madness. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.